With the Olympics less than 3 months away, attention is turning to the prospects for the Olympic Park after the Games are over. The UK government is hoping the regeneration of this industrial wasteland in East London will result in a new business and residential district. So, will its hopes be realised? With me to discuss this are two people whose businesses are closely involved in this regeneration project, probably the biggest in Western Europe. John Burton of Westfield, the developer of the giant retail park in Stratford, and Stafford Lancaster of Delancey, which along with Qatari Diar brought the Athletes Village for more than £500 million to convert into more than 2,800 homes. Gentlemen, the first question I want to ask is, what's still to be done to make this regeneration of the Olympic Park and region complete? John, do you want to start?
Okay, there are only actually two things I think that need to complete the story, largely because the investment is there today. You can see our shopping centre, you can see the hotels and offices that go with it, you can see what is now to be called East Village. The two things that actually really need to occur are stage the games so the world can actually see what's actually happened there. And the second thing that needs to occur is get the park back open post the games so that the facilities, that the legacy in all its guises will actually be available to all of Londoners and the UK.
I'm not quite sure I agree with you, John, but I just want to hear Stafford's view first.
Yeah, I think at East Village we're at a slightly different point in our story to John, in that we will be opening post games. So for us, the delivery of the legacy is very much around preparing ourselves for that moment in terms of all of the intricacies of setting up the management of a large area, a district, so a new district for London. I agree with John, the platform's there, the raw materials there, but what we need to do is take those and nurture them and ultimately deliver long term.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, transport looks good. The home's fine, the retail park great. But the question is, what is going to be the sustainable industry that is going to support this regeneration project? I mean, what we still don't yet know is what is going to happen in the media centre, which is going to be the core commercial activity. Do you not agree that that's the unresolved area?
I think it's probably the last piece in quite a big game of chess there. The fact is that the Olympic Park Legacy Company has actually done what it needed to do, which was to sell the aquatic centre, sell the velodrome, sell the handball centre, and find owners and give certainty to those places. I don't think you can say that there needs to be a single industry that dominates that area. The one great thing that everyone has done, that's been associated with the game since the outset, is focus on the master plan, focus on delivering the infrastructure so developers can come forward. Remember that even Sydney only resolved the master plan for the Olympic site there, the Homebush site, in November 2009.
Okay, well, since you draw up Sydney, what do we learn from previous Olympic host cities?
The thing that really strikes me, having been familiar with Sydney, is, and compared that to even Beijing or to Athens, to London, look at the transport. You cannot deliver or find examples of the quality and the variety of transport around Stratford. Overall, Stratford, its readiness for both the games in a transport sense and its readiness to bring development there, you cannot ask better than to have two tube lines, overground lines, potentially, hopefully, direct services from the middle of the Olympic Park direct to Paris and Europe in years to come. So it's and 10 minutes away to City Airport.
I just want to ask about the other big unknown, which is the Olympic Stadium, which again, we don't know what's going to happen. Is a successful legacy of the Olympic Stadium, is it a bonus for the regeneration of this area, or is it a must-have? Do we have to get that right, John?
I'd put it in the category of bonus, right? And as many occupiers as possible, I think and as quickly as possible. Right, making sure that there are events, whether they're football, whether they're concerts, whether it works as a museum, all the different things we've seen. It's important to get people in there. We have the orbit next door. I believe that the orbit next door to the stadium will probably become, if not London's second busiest tourist destination. And
not many people like it.
No, it's quirky, it's different, but it will provide people with a unique perspective of the park. Getting that in there, getting events in the stadium, more events back in the aquatics is part of my original theme of let's get it back open, and bicycle ways back in there, open up the waterways, and it will truly become another village of London.
Stafford, this is right. It's a bonus. We don't really need the stadium to sell homes in the East Village, to get people to work there. It is not an essential element of the whole park, is it?
No, I think it's important the whole place works as a neighbourhood and a district, and obviously it would be a travesty not to make the most of an investment like the stadium. But I think most importantly, again, because of the raw materials that exist in Stratford and with the connectivity, ultimately I think the legacy company are going to be very successful in finding a variety of users who will, who in obvious terms of satisfying obvious requirements, I think it will be a success, and it will find the right occupiers.
So my final question on this, which is, you're both very, very central to the Olympic Park, but what influence do your companies want to have over the park and the legacy? I mean, can you see yourselves or partners or people linked to you wanting to acquire, further assets in the park, perhaps as a defensive move for what you have? John?
What I'm most interested now is actually ensuring that there's a management plan right across the park that continues that whole theme of a very safe, secure piece of London. There isn't a huge opportunity here for everyone to say this is where children and adults and everyone can safely spend a day and evening.
Yes, but you're not going to be a bystander in that. You're going to want to have a say in it, aren't you?
Absolutely, right? Because that's what we're good at, in the sort of developments that we do, and hopefully we can impart our skills, our knowledge, even the people we use to make sure that radiates out from Westfield.
Stafford, similarly?
Similarly, yeah. I mean, we would, as a group and as a partnership and with other partners, look at a wider investment, not as a defensive move, but actually if we thought there was a good commercial imperative to do so. None of us should operate as an island. We're obviously integrated into a bigger area, and the good thing is there are a small number of key stakeholders who can deliver at a strategic level, as John says, a management model ultimately that is exemplar in terms of the way the whole place works.
Okay.
And we're very keen to work together to achieve that.
Maybe we'll be seeing a consortium of Westfield and East Village looking at the future of the park. Well, we'll be watching that, and we'll be watching other developments closely, and you can follow this summer's Olympic Games here on FT.com. Thank you for watching.